Hey guys, welcome to our 5th Dividend Portfolio update. It's been another 5 weeks since the last update, and our portfolio has made some nice improvements across the board. Let me give you guys the full rundown for this last portfolio update of 2021. On this channel, I talk about all things finance, wealth building, and how you can achieve the life of your dreams through financial independence. If you want to join me on this journey to financial independence, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. To start things off, let's look at the portfolio's value changes in the last 5 weeks. The portfolio is currently valued at $72,820, which is an increase of $6,659 over last month. This is a nice change of pace compared to the month before when our portfolio decreased in value by over $8,000. But that was mostly due to me selling a fair amount of stock. Keep in mind that the last few weeks have been quite turbulent in the market, and I personally invest about $1,000 a week into stock for this portfolio, so it actually experienced very little growth over the last few weeks in terms of capital gains. The lack of capital gains is mostly due to the last 2 weeks of November, which wiped out most of the gains for the month. Next, we can see our annual dividend yield has also increased by a fair amount, from 3.71% to 4.13%. which is a gain of 0.42%. I'm really happy to see that the portfolio crossed the 4% yield threshold. The goal for this portfolio is actually to hit an 8% dividend yield. With RYLD and QYLD both paying over 10% annually, I think that 8% is quite achievable for this portfolio. Looking at our annual dividend income, we can see it has increased by $550 up to $3,006 total. We're now 25% of the way there to my goal of $12,000 per year in dividend income. This is an awesome milestone. We're going to be chasing down the 50% mark as our next big goal for this portfolio, but I like to break things down into smaller steps. So the next milestone is actually $3,600 of annual dividend income, because that comes out to $300 per month of income. To put things into perspective, when I had my rental property, I had a net income of $600 per month after all expenses were paid. But small things would come up needing replacement or repairs, and that would eat up a month of profit or more. This dividend portfolio is almost generating half the monthly income of a whole rental property, without the headaches of tenants or costly repairs. This is why I love dividend investing so much. It's as passive as you can get. Just put money in and get paid every month. Okay, now let's look at our dividend and portfolio growth over time. We have been tracking this data for 5 months now, and it offers a great look at our portfolio progress. I did make a few updates so the trends on the chart more accurately represents the timeline. I was hoping to build a 6-figure dividend portfolio by the end of this year, but it looks like we're not going to hit that goal. So last month I made some adjustments, and the new goal for the end of the year was $75,000 in the account. And I'm pretty sure we will hit that goal. It's also been a pretty good year considering this account was sitting at $20,000 back in February. In the next tile, we can see the growth of our dividend payments over time. We were earning just $83 back in August, and now we're getting paid over $225 for this month. We experienced quite a big jump over the last month, and I hope we can keep this great momentum going and hit $300 within the next 2 months. And lastly, we can see our annual dividend income over time. Back in August, we were earning about $1,600 annually. We almost doubled that amount in 5 months. The thing about dividend portfolios is that it snowballs and compounds. If I can double the dividend income once per 6 months, I will reach my $12,000 per year dividend goal by the end of next year. It's probably wishful thinking, but I can hope, right? We should always aim for the moon, and even if we fail, at least we'll land in the clouds. Moving on, I did not make any stock sales since the last portfolio update, so let me show you what's been added. I have this ordered based on amount of money spent. Starting from the top, we have QYLD. I'm actually surprised I spent the most money on this stock. I thought it would be RYLD for sure. I spent $1,550 on 68 shares of QYLD, bringing the total in the portfolio up to 148 shares. I will try to get this position up to 200 shares by the next month's update. Coming in at a close second is RYLD. I spent just a little bit less on this stock than QYLD to pick up 60 shares, bringing the total in the portfolio up to 165. This is my favorite cover call ETF, so I will definitely own over 200 shares of this stock by next month. Coming in third is SPYG. I purchase 4 shares of this growth ETF every Monday regardless of price. This is the main growth stock within my modified quadfecta strategy. It is much cheaper than other growth ETFs options like VOOG and QQQ. The 20 shares I picked up increases the total in the portfolio up to 75. Below that, we have a strange addition back into the portfolio. Tesla took a dip and I thought it was a good price for me to add it back into the portfolio. This will be the only share I own until the company has another stock split. Under that, we can see the last stock in my quadfecta strategy, which is NUSI. This cover call ETF offers downside protection in case of market downturns, but it's my least favorite and I will probably stop actively buying the stock once the monthly dividends are enough to purchase 1 share per month on its own. But this month I picked up 34 shares, bringing the total in the portfolio up to 102. After that, I picked up 50 shares of Chimera Investment, bringing the total in the portfolio up to 100 shares. This is a quarterly paying stock that I started buying once Horizon Technologies became too expensive. It had higher dividend yield than Horizon Technologies at a lower price, so I thought it was a good stock to add for diversification. I will add to this position once the price of the stock drops below my cost basis. 150 to 200 shares of the stock seems like a good stopping point for me. And lastly, Horizon Technologies fell back into the low $16 range, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to round out my position with a purchase of 29 shares, bringing the total in the portfolio up to 170. This position now generates $17 per month, so it's enough to purchase 1 share a month on its own. So in the last 5 weeks, I've purchased about $5,549 worth of stock. If you guys don't want to have to wait a month for a portfolio update, make sure to join me every Friday when I release my 5 Fun Friday videos, where I walk through the markets for the week and all the purchases and sales I made. Okay guys, now let's dive into the dividend portfolio to see my top 8 income generating assets. This month we have a new stock at the top. RYLD has overtaken DIV to become my top income generating position with an annual income of $505.68. I do plan on building this position to generate over $15,000 per year of annual dividend income. Below that, we can see DIV continuing to snowball. The dividends from this stock is purchasing just under 2 shares per month on its own, so we will also see this annual income continue to grow. Having your money grow on its own and generating more money for you is a great feeling. After that, we can see QYLD has overtaken SPHD to take the 3rd place in my portfolio, generating just under $400 annually. The dividends from this position are also able to purchase over 1 share per month on its own, so it's helping me compound the position as I actively invest into it. QYLD will soon take the number 2 spot in this portfolio since the core of this portfolio is built around QYLD and RYLD. Below that, we have SPHD and SRET. They are both monthly payers, each generating over $200 annually. They both just snowball on their own as well. I have quite a large cash position in SPHD and I am considering trimming it down to redistribute those funds into RYLD because I will get a higher dividend that will compound much more than SPHD can. And I already made a profit from my SPHD position as well. I don't see SPHD going much higher in terms of price. It's been bouncing around the high of $44 for some time now. My SRET position though also buys 2 more shares on its own every month. I will just leave it alone like my DIV position to snowball. Below that, I have NUSI, which is the last of my cover call ETFs. I will keep building this position until it generates about $350 annually in dividend income. That's when the monthly dividends will be enough to purchase 1 share per month on its own. The last 2 stocks here are Horizon Technologies and Chimera Investment. They are very similar stocks. Both are investment companies, but Chimera has a slightly higher dividend yield and pays quarterly instead of monthly. Horizon Technologies generates over $200 annually and every month purchases another share for itself. I have pretty much stopped investing into the Horizon Technologies position and I will keep building CIM until it reaches a similar annual dividend as Horizon. So last month I set a goal to break 4% dividend yield and $2,700 annually. We smashed through that goal. So now my goal for next month is to increase our dividend yield to 4.5% annually and an annual dividend income of $3,400. That's an increase of over 13%. I have big bills coming up, but let's see if we can hit that goal. And that's it for the last portfolio update of 2021. We are one step closer to our six-figure portfolio goal and making big strides towards our dividend yield and annual dividend income goals as well. If you guys have any questions or comments, please let me know down below. Thanks for checking out the video, and if you enjoyed it, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button to join us here on this journey. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.